Hello, this is James. So, we have our new event, Cyber Dark Impact ZANE Truesdale Strikes. And now that the hard work of farming is done, let's have ourselves a nice little event review. Let's talk about first these some of these little updates. Improvements to spectator mode and duel replays. So duel replays are less confusing. They now have the names of the duelists so that you can differentiate between, for example, two Kaibas. Next, we have changes to the global chat, cutting the spam by making it so that only players that are stage 5 or above, so just new bots, can't post in the global chat. I'm a little ambivalent about this because when I was stage 4 and below, I was confused about a number of things, and the global chat set me straight. But now the game is so popular that the global chat is unusable. I just keep it muted all the time because I don't want to look at another get free gems at bit.ly.586 or whatever it is. So it's about time. It's about time they did something about the spam. And finally, Cyber Dark Impact ZANE Truesdale Strikes. To all duelists, the event has begun. Collect the medals. Duel ZANE at the gate. You can also duel him in underground duels. You can obtain the character ZANE Truesdale with dual energy, and when you get him, his deck contains Cyber End Dragon, not to be confused with Cyber Dark Dragon. We also added some items, some crystal shards, some booster items for not PvP but PvE. We have a results booster, bumps your assessment up by 1,000. We have EXP booster, gains 50% XP from the duel. Extra life gives you an extra life during a duel. Very simple. One time only, negate the damage that would take your life points to 0, set your life points to 2,000. An extra card, which gives you an extra creator card from the Maximilian Pegasus skill. It gives you one of those cards. So obviously extra life and extra card can't be used in PvP, but they do kind of spice up PvP a little bit. I mean, not for old jaded players like myself, because I just auto duel everything all the time. But if you're new, if you don't have your optimal auto duel deck, something like extra card might help you out. An EXP booster, I think that EXP booster stacks with the standard duelist multiplier, so that's great. Also, for the event, you can increase your rewards at the cost of more coins. So I don't have enough coins to show all of the reward multipliers, but it's just the multiplier times 40. So for double rewards, it's 80, and then for triple rewards, it's 120, I think. I think that, okay, so that definitely gives you more points. That gives you, 54 times points. I don't know if, for example, you get 3 rewards, that whether or not it will give you, if you get 8 rewards, if you have the triple multiplier, will you then get 24 rewards? Or is it just for people that want to hurry up and get all the points? But, the main secret sauce of this event is unlocking the vicious potential of ZANE Truesdale, who I have unlocked. So for his rewards, level 3 Cyber Ouroboros. I like this card. I actually got this card early, live on Sunday stream from the new week pack. When this card is removed from play, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to draw 1 card. So you can discard a card that you want to discard, and you get to draw a font of new potential. So that's and it's open-ended. That can be used in any deck that has banishing. So that's interesting. His level 4 skill, Draw Sense Light. Okay. His Cyber Phoenix, attack position, negate any spell trap that targets 1 machine you control and no other cards. Destroy by battle, you can draw 1 card. That's probably not going to see much use. The football players, select 1 monster you control, send it to the graveyard, send 1 random card in your opponent's hand to the graveyard. That So like Cyber Ouroboros, that's, well, no, okay, not Cyber Phoenix. Cyber Ouroboros, that's an interesting flexible card. Cyber Network, continuous trap. Once per turn, if Cyber Dragon is on the field, you can banish one light machine from your deck. When this card is sent from your field to the graveyard, special summon as many of your banished light machine monsters as you control. If you do, destroy all spells and traps you control. Monsters that were special summoned by this effect cannot activate their effects. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. So I think that this gives you access to your light machines, and you see all of the various incarnations of Cyber Dragon on the card art here. Obviously, we don't have Cyber Dragon. We're supposed to use the other ones, the substitute Cyber Dragons that change their name. Evolution Burst. If you control a Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragon Surrogate, target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Cyber Dragons cannot attack the turn you activate this card. Now, this is shallow and pedantic, but there is a typo. I'm sure it functions as intended, but there's a typo that the letter strictly of the card ruling, I believe, would completely nullify the card effect, the card drawback, which is that Cyber Dragons is not a card. Cyber Dragon is a card. There's no like plural Cyber Dragons card, single card. So the Evolution Burst, and then okay. Level 20 is Heavy Started. I skipped over level 13. Cyber Style. I think every time you lose 1,000 life points, you can play a Proto Cyber Dragon from outside your deck. It's something like that. It was leaked. And that's kind of similar, actually kind of a better version of Cyber Network, giving you access to Cyber Dragons, and then you can use Evolution Burst and things like that. And we're getting Dries. So level 18 and level 25 are Cyber Dragon Dry. So this is a Cyber Dragon Surrogate. This is actually probably the best one so far. You can make all Cyber Dragons you currently control become level 5. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect, except machine-type monsters, so like an Xyz effect, maybe Synchros. If this card is banished, you can target one Cyber Dragon you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. This turn, this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field. And a nice 1800 attack. Okay, another Cyber End Dragon. Basically a big beef with piercing damage. That's actually potentially pretty good for cheese decks. And nothing repeats. Don't think I didn't see you, Komani. Don't think I didn't see you swapping out our 300 gems for another Cyber End Dragon, which you gave us for free. But that's okay, because we're getting Future Fusion. During your first standby phase after this card's activation, show one fusion monster in your extra deck and send the fusion materials listed on it from your main deck to the graveyard. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, fusion summon the fusion monster with the same name as the monster you showed. Target it with this card when that card leaves the field. Alright, so and then it's tied to the card on the field. So it's like a birthright in that the monster is tied to the back row. This is an amazing card. This is now the grinding card that you want, because this makes a lot of resources available in the grave. For example, obviously Cyber Dragons, simple case, dump all your Cyber Dragons, and then you can get out a Chimera Tech Over Dragon. The card is vulnerable, like you play it, and then you have to wait a turn, and then during your standby phase, you can dump the materials, and then on your second standby phase, then you finally get out your fusion monster. But if you can get to that first standby phase, like that's the value right there, because it's making those resources grave available. So very simple. You dump all your Cyber Dragons, and then you can get out a Chimera Tech Over Dragon, and there's no restrictions on whether or not it can attack or whatever. And but perhaps a better case is that you can use it to dump Jinzos and Jinzo Returners. Yeah, there's no restriction on whether or not the monsters have to be in the graveyard to get out the fusion monster. So standby phase 1, you dump the Jinzos and the Jinzo Returners. The Returners revive the Jinzos. You block your opponent's traps. You can clear up their field a little bit. And then on the second standby phase, you can get that big Chimera Tech Hover Dragon finisher. So that's pretty dope. And then even if you don't have that combo, and this gets nuked, like you can use something like Cybernetic Fusion support, and you can banish the monsters for a completely different monster. You can also use this. So this is now Brilliant Fusion. For the purposes of Duel Links, this is Brilliant Fusion because you can dump the materials for, I believe it's Gem Knight Seraphinite, and then during the second standby phase after the activation, you can get that sweet double summon in addition to the deck thinning. So that's, and unlike with Brilliant Fusion, Seraphinite will have its high attack value. So that's gonna be good. I just might have to dig for one copy of the Seraphinite. Besides that, it works with any fusion monster. It's not specific to machines. So nothing comes to mind immediately, but this is a flexible and valuable card. Alright, finally, let's just take a look at the rewards from good old ZANE himself. Again, sadly, we're not getting Cyber Dragons, we're getting Cyber Dark Dragons. They really reduced the drop rates for these cards. I've been through like 6 full farms and I only have one Cyber Dark Impact. But basically these Cyber Darks, when they're summoned, they can equip a card from the graveyard. So the Cyber Dark, the little ones, are restricted to a level 3 dragon. And then Cyber Dark Dragon gets any dragon monster, and they are protected by that card if they would be destroyed by battle. The equipped monster is destroyed instead, and they gain the attack. So they do the own suck, and they gain the attack. And then the small Cyber Darks, they all each have their own effect. So Cyber Dark Edge attacks directly at half strength. Horn, it does piercing battle damage. Cyber Dark Keel, it does effect damage when it destroys a monster. Obviously, the intended synergy is something like Future Fusion, dumping a bunch of Future Fusion with five-headed dragon, and then you dump 5 dragons, and then you can power up your Cyber Darks, your small Cyber Darks, and then that lets you get into your Cyber Dark Impact. Finally, a specialty fusion card that we can have multiples of. We can also have multiples of Viacroid Connection Zone, but I'm not going to grind Cyrus for Viacroid Connection Zone. Whereas Cyber Dark Impact, we can just get a byproduct of farming. So, Cyber Dark Impact, good specialty fusion card for our Cyber Dark decks, but the real prize is Future Fusion. And then also, I don't have one available, but you can engage in these underground duels, and you don't need a farm deck for the underground duels because the bonus for the level 40 duel, which is incredibly easy if you use for hires. Bonus for the level 40 duel is 4,000 points. So you'll get like 3,000 points for winning. You get 1,000 points for the campaign bonus, and then you get 4,000 points from the bonus itself. So as long as you win, you farmed the underground duels. And that's all the new stuff. Let's say hi to Chestnut. Chestnut is either containing his excitement at the Cyber Darks or suppressing his rage at the lack of the Cyber Dragons. Regardless of his feelings, I'm excited. Thank you for watching.